Our first day, prior to this conference, we convene states and we also convene a lot of the specialized professional associations. One of our endeavors as CAEP is to ensure that we're working constantly with state agreements. We have currently, we're showing you the shaded in states with the agreements, and 33 states and the District of Columbia currently. We're always working with states, and most recently we're concerned in monitoring the national phenomenon of a lot of state legislation rolling back standards for preparation. CAEP stands solidly against that. We are concerned about the erosion of preparation for teachers and principals. This is an important job, an important profession, and one in which we shouldn't be just putting bodies in classrooms. What are the answers to filling classrooms? Not lowering standards. So we know those are complex issues and they go far beyond accreditation, but I wanted you to know that CAEP is working diligently with states. It's important that you also voice to state representatives and people in your state the importance of maintaining standards for this profession. And I want you to know that we're solidly behind that. We'll work with you on that. If your state doesn't have an agreement with CAEP, obviously you can still pursue accreditation. But one of the advantages of a state agreement is it links a state process of review with a national accreditation process. CAEP remains recognized by the Council for Higher Ed Accreditation. We went through a renewal of that review and finished in January, and we're also being reviewed against their new standards and are meeting those. So that's also important for you to know, is that we're also going through continuous improvement. We're also being evaluated and reviewed for all of our processes and everything that we do at CAEP. So I wanted you to be reassured by that. Also, our board has a number of committees. Among them is a research committee. You're going to be hearing from one of those members as a keynote today. We committed when the standards were developed in 2013 that we would look at the underlying research beneath those standards and components, and we're doing that now. Every single component and each standard is being looked at, the evidence and research that exists. So I wanted you to know the research committee is embarking on that endeavor. I wanted to also let you know that we do have and we are seeing interest from states in reciprocity. Virginia recently, as the most recent state, passed a reciprocity bill recognizing anyone coming in from a CAEP accredited institution as the same as being prepared in a Virginia institution where CAEP is required for all providers. So we have other interests from states. We're actively involved with states pursuing similar pieces of legislation. Maybe that could be something in your state, and certainly we'd appreciate your support in working with legislators and conveying that interest if it is in fact one of yours. These are our CAEP by the numbers, sort of showing you the total providers that were accredited based on CAEP standards. We're now up to 238. With all of those, we're learning and growing. We evaluate every aspect of every review. We use that information to augment our training and to get better. We've changed the training for site leads. Every team that comes to your provider location will have been trained and will have a site lead. We also link those reviews directly to CAEP staff. Even though they're on weekends, we're always available, including on evenings, in case the teams run into trouble. These are now the states shaded that have at least one provider that's CAEP accredited. A number of those states will also that aren't shaded will be in this next year after accreditation decisions in October. Again, I want to just thank you for being here. It was a great decision to come here. We want to make sure you get your questions answered. We have a number of sessions to do that. I appreciate your leadership on the field, both on behalf of teacher candidates and on behalf of K-12 students. Remember, part of CAEP's mission includes K-12 learners and what they're getting in schools from qualified personnel. The joint purpose of accreditation, accountability, and continuous improvement are important and will be met through our CAEP accreditation process. So thank you for your leadership.